Hey friends, welcome back to my channel and to my garden. I am in my back garden today. I sometimes call it my orchard, but that's more on the other side. Today I'm on the container gardening side, and what I have over here today is the yellow squash from Burpee that I planted a couple of weeks ago. It's probably been over a month at this point. I didn't look at the date before I started recording today, but I wanted to do a start to finish and I tried to pause my video too long and it cut off. So I'm just going to give you a quick little snapshot of what I did today now that it's done. So I have my yellow patty pan kind of shaped squash. I cannot remember the name. I think it was Sunshine something. And then I had the golden egg hybrid zucchini, which is a golden zucchini, and they are little cute little eggs, almost like a small eggplant shape, and they've got that yellow squash look, but they are technically a zucchini rather than a yellow summer squash. But those have been growing amazingly, and I want to train them to grow vertically. The reason for that is that the leaves, when they lay on the ground, are more accessible to bugs, but they're also more susceptible to rot and just to damage from being on the dirt, on the ground. And so I've actually trimmed off a lot of the leaves, probably well over half of the leaves, the largest leaves in particular, as well as that first set of leaves that sprouts out. Those are the not the true leaves. I'll show you a couple of these. Let me just pause the camera and I'll grab these and show them. So these here are the first leaves. These are the ones that sprout up out of the ground, that you first get that little bit of the sprout. And then as it keeps growing, those two are quickly overtaken by the true leaves. And they get to be quite large. This one, comparing my hand, it is quite large. Now, helpful hint on that golden egg zucchini in particular, the thorns up around the base of the leaf are very sharp and painful, and I think there's even more of them on the back of the leaf. You can kind of see that. Some of that is just friendly fuzz, some of that is self-defense. So these plants are trying to protect themselves, and this is all that I trimmed away. That's about a 1 or 2 gallon nursery pot, and I cut all of those leaves off. I left enough that it can absorb the nutrients from the sun, but I have a loop that I've made. Now this is a fixed knot. This is not a slip knot. I tied the loop to make the knot, and I've got these two plants together. I may separate them later on, but they are going to just kind of wind around. As that stem grows and continues, it's going to be encouraged and helped to go upward. This leaf got a little worse for wear, so I'm going to trim him off in a minute. I'll come back to that. But those stems now, instead of laying in the dirt, are moving up. And as they continue to move and grow upward, then that's going to protect the fruit. Now you can see quite a few buds already on these plants, and I'll show you the difference between the male blossom and the female blossom. You can see this one really well. Has a nice smooth stem and then that flower head. That is what is going to pollinate the female blossom, which you can see right here has a fruiting body. So that fruiting body is the squash that is going to grow. This one has not been pollinated yet. That fruit is not the result of being fertilized. That fruit is waiting to be fertilized. So I can see already that I have a lot more evidently male blossoms than female blossoms, and that's true for all of these plants. Now there's a female right there on this one. Get it to focus in between stuff here. And they are just so beautiful. I can't help geeking out about my plants. I love my little garden. But all of these blossoms are necessary in pairs, in sets, that the females are the ones that are going to produce the squash that I can harvest and eat. But the male has to pollinate it first. So what I will be doing as those blossoms start to open up, if I have a male and a female open at the same time, I'll take that male blossom and I will rub the pollen of that male blossom into the female blossom, and then that fruit can be pollinated and it can be fertilized and it can grow into a viable harvestable fruit. However, if those blossoms don't mature at the same time, and I've got lots of male blossoms but no females ready, a trick that I've learned is to moisten a paper towel and wrap up a couple of those, cut off the male blossoms, wrap up the ends of them into that paper towel, put it in a Ziploc bag, and put it in the refrigerator. That will last for several days. And once your female blossom opens up, you can retrieve those male blossoms, come out and pollinate, and then discard the males, because those males aren't going to do anything. They're just there to fertilize the females, and then they die. They do not produce fruit. So the female blossoms are the ones that I'm watching for, but I want to keep a couple. Now remember that the 3 on this side are the patty pan style, the 3 on that side are the golden egg style. So I will be marking which one is which as I harvest those blossoms. Keep a couple of each ready about once or twice a week, and then watch for those females to open up ready to receive that pollen. So that is it for today. I am going to take this trimmings out to the compost, and then I am going to head inside. I picked some tomatoes off of the plant earlier, and my husband picked some strawberries early this morning, so I'm going to see what I can do with those. Might trim a little bit of my lettuce. It is growing beautifully. One bit is starting to bolt. It is already supposed to reach 90 degrees here this week, so this is the heat wave blend from Burpee on the lettuce, and it is more tolerant of the heat, but even so, it's not going to last much longer. This is April, getting close to the beginning of May, and it's going to bolt pretty soon, and I'll harvest whatever I can and then compost the roots and have some beautiful soil and reuse it again next time. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. I hope you're enjoying following along with my journey as I'm trialing and error, learning along with you, and just sharing little bits as we go through the process together. And I truly hope that you can make some time to enjoy your garden today. See you next time.